Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. We're in for something fun tonight, Coach.
A special night here tonight, Jeff, at Bay City Central. The 100th season of 100th anniversary of this great football stadium, and the crowd's filling in, and we're very excited to bring you the Bay City Central Midland Chemic old-time, old-school Valley football game.
Well, we've got hundreds of ex-players meeting right now in the end zone. We've got 3 class reunions going on. We did tours of the building this afternoon at Central. So Assistant Principal Zach Schulk did a great job leading those. And it all leads up to what we hope is a jam-packed house for what should be a dynamite football game.
We're hoping for a great football game for everybody that's coming back. The old guard, we saw some of them down there in the south end zone, some of the younger players, alumni. It's just fun to walk around here. You can feel the excitement, the anticipation when we were talking to a bunch of them down there. So we're hoping that the Bay City Central Wolves can come out of here with a victory tonight over the Midland Chemics.
There's a lot of people in that south end zone that I think will have laryngitis reliving the days of yesteryear and all the fun and success that they had on this field.
This was very successful football teams back in the 60s, 70s, and way before that, and they had some success. You know, almost every decade they were very, very good football teams, Jeff, and they had some great coaches. You go back to Chief Nevitt, Elmer Engel, Morley Frazier, Ori Lemansky. It was the who's of coaches and players here in Bay City, and it was an event to come to the stadium on a fall Friday night.
So you've got a 2-1 Midland squad coming in tonight, and we know what Midland offers every year. They just reload.
Yeah, they're always good over there at Midland, Jeff, and they're, like you said, 2-1. They opened with a win at Cadillac. They lost to Portage Northern. Then they had a toughie last week with Bay City Western, so they'll come in 2-1. So, you know, the Wolves will know this team. They've watched the film on them. I think the key for Bay City Central to get this win tonight, keep control of the ball, run some time off the clock.
No turnovers is my key for Bay City Central, but with a big first week win, they gave a game away in the second week. They're looking back at that untimely penalties, a few undisciplined penalties, and that game really should have gone another way. So you should, in essence, be looking at a 2-1 Central team right now, led by a sophomore quarterback that, frankly, is looking 2 and 3 deep into his progressions already and completing 67% of his passes.
I'll tell you what, when you complete 67% of your passes, you're getting time to look at your receivers, your second and third options. So 67% for Bo Fredericks is really, really good percentage. Got to protect him tonight, run the football, and you hit the nail right on top of the head. They had the opportunity to beat Flint Kersley. They fell through their fingertips. They got away from them. They can't do that tonight, but if they do what they practice all week and get away from the unforced errors, I think they can get the Midland Chemics tonight.
We look forward to this stadium rocking and rolling tonight, and we look forward to a great ball game. That about puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a minute on BCTV.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
"Which hospital?"
Before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
Osborne. Known as the Prince of Darkness, Osborne helped define heavy metal and hard rock, leaving an unmistakable mark on music history. Get ready, Central fans, the train is about to leave the station.
There we go.
Good evening and welcome back. We are moments away from kickoff. The central side is jam-packed with fans. Here is a high, long kick that will be taken at the 18-yard line by Campbell. Campbell tries to come back upfield and kind of blew a tire around the 27 or 8-yard line and hits the turf and then tries to pop back up. Well, son, this isn't the NFL. You're down by your own contact at the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Midland High Chemics.
I don't think that rule will ever change either, Jeff, but good starting field position. Just outside the 30-yard line, had a great ceremony with a lot of alumni, ex-players here at the 100th anniversary of Ingle Stadium.
Boy, a low snap off the start. Look at the pursuit from Central defensively. Absolutely shutting down the ball carrier, Galhue. And defensively for Bay City Central, Mac Edmonds coming up making a big statement early. Defensive end, sophomore, tight end as well. I think Central's 2 tight ends offensively with Jax and with Max are going to be a huge key in tonight's game.
Good start by the Bay City Central Wolves. Lost a 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for the Chemics.
Boy, bounced to the outside. Defensive end gave up a little bit of contain on that play and finally brought down defensively by Bay City Central's Navarre Cleveland, one of the 2 speedsters on that Central team.
Boy, Navarre had to run a long ways to get the running back. That's number 5, Elijah Campo for the Midland Chemics. 1st and 10 for the Chemics at the Bay City Central 45-yard line, just underway here in the first quarter.
On a direct snap, Central was not fooled by that at all as Edwards Benner got rocked by the defensive interior line. And there's that defensive end, Jackson Miller. he's going to be the other part of that bookend on offense. And they're bookends on defense and bookends on offense, so they're both going to need to have big nights tonight.
Yeah, we were noticing during warm-ups, Jeff, notice how big some of the Central kids were, offensive line, defensive line. Very impressive here for the Wolves.
Again, Midland trying to go up the middle, and there he is again. Number 44 swallowing him up, Jackson Miller. And there is a minimal gain, if any, on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 9, as a Gallahue really went nowhere on that play.
Good job by Miller. You know, anytime you get penetration, break down to at the point of attack, that is a good thing if you're a defensive lineman. Big 3rd down here early in the game for both squads.
I think Midland's going to look to try and at least get 5 out of this so that they'll have an opportunity to go for it on 4th down. But still out here at the 44-yard line, it's still in punt situation. They're down to about 5 seconds on the clock. They've got enough time to make it happen. That stutter step should have caused him, but he's going to pick up about 6 or 7 yards. Really waited a long time for that offensive line to show him a gap to get through.
Boy, Jackson Miller had him by the shoelaces and just couldn't bring him down, so it's going to be 4th down, and they'll call it 3 here, just underway here at Ingle Stadium. But, you know, big opportunity again here, Jeff, early in the game for both squads.
Well, when you look offensively at this Midland team, they don't score a lot of points, but they sure don't give many up.
No, they don't.
So, I don't look for this to be a high-scoring game. Trying to get to the outside, picking up the 1st down. Jackson Miller comes out there again as Gallahue is going to pick up just enough for the 1st down to move the sticks. Miller in on about 5 tackles so far early in this game.
Looks like they're going to ride that young man all night long, Jeff. The Midland Canucks, number 5, Elijah Campbell and Gallahue also for Midland. 1st and 10 for the Chemics at the Bay City Central 34-yard line.
Again, the quarterback is Edwards Benner. Single back right now is Elijah Campbell. Edwards Benner ready to throw that ball, throws it up over the shoulders, just over the outstretched hands of the intended wide receiver, Wilson Cloa, but very well defended by the Wolves defensively.
Jacobs out there on the coverage, Jeff. He was out there one-on-one with number 1 Cloa of the Chemics. Really good coverage. Really used that sideline very well as almost like an extra defender.
Well, and when you've got a roaming defensive back playing free safety right now, a little undersized, but I'm going to tell you what, he is a flying machine, Navarre Cleveland for Bay City Central. Again, Campbell gets a big burst, and he's going to go forward and push the pile for a 1st down and more. Bay City Central's contact initially was about 4 to 5 yards. And between the offensive line and Campbell, they just moved the stack.
I'll tell you what, that was a tough run by that young man, number 5 again. Campbell, number 70 for the Wolves, was in on the tackle. Number 78, Tommy Paul. 1st and 10 for the Chemics, all the way down to the Central 21-yard line, Jeff.
Very methodical drive starting at their own 30. Campbell gets swallowed up by Jackson Miller. Action Jackson making it happen. Again, he's got 5 or 6 tackles here early in this 1st quarter on this 1st drive.
That young man's having a whale of a football game here early in the 1st quarter. Substitution for the Central Wolves. Quarterback for the Chemics, number 11, Tabor Edwards Benner, looking over to the sideline for the play. And it'll be 2nd down. And they lost a yard, Jeff. Call it 2nd and 11.
Well, Gallahue is back in the backfield again as they've rotated those two. And Gallahue on the keeper. Look at him scamper in and out and roundabout into the end zone. It's a Midland High Chemic
touchdown.
Boy, Gallahue, whoop, whoop, left, right, down, found a seam, and boy, he just shot it into the end zone. On that read option, though, the quarterback just held on to that ball till the last second. Edwards Benner saw that the handoff was there, and boy, after that, it was over.
That was an impressive drive here in the 1st quarter for the Midland High Chemics with 7:29 to go in the 1st quarter.
So about a 4.5-minute drive. The extra point is up. It's long enough, and that is off the gymnasium wall. Time out on the field was 7:29 left in the 1st. Midland Chemics strike blood first. We'll be back with the Wolves' first possession after this. on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Here on BCTV as that kick is going up into no man's land. Kevin Davis picks it up, looking to break that seam, gets up to about the 32-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Good field position to start their first possession of the game, Jeff. Just underway here. A big game tonight here at Ingle Stadium. 100th anniversary celebration of this, one of the best football stadiums, voted one of the best football stadiums in the state of Michigan.
Yep, it was number uno at the Friday Supper Club, as they say. Bay City Central will find out what they can do here. Bo Frederick in the short shotgun. Hand off to Rulin. Rulin on the outside, just up from the JV team to bring a burst of speed and a gain of 9 yards on 1st down. Look at the great downfield blocking by Bay City Central.
Davis.
Riley Armstrong and Tommy Paul out in front. Poland. They brought this young man up because they didn't currently have anybody that could stretch the field. If he can have 7 or 8 carries to get 5 or so yards outside, stretch that defensive line out a little bit, he'll be giving the running backs going up the middle a little bit different running lane.
Got 9 in the hook on this first play, Jeff. So good for that young man coming up, playing his first varsity ball.
Rulin coming around the corner, and he's going to pick up the 1st down, as they're going to move the sticks at the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Good
Point
start.
of attack may have had just a little bit of too much shoulder pad on the outside, but that's a quick, easy fix by saying, you know what, don't do it again.
Of course, we are sitting right next to the Midland coaches, their filming crew too, Jeff.
Yeah,
so
we saw it too.
We saw it too. I did, but you know what? They
Let
don't
them play.
They let them play.
Yep.
They didn't see them. They don't get them all the time. So big 1st down for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Davis to the near side of the field. Cleveland is in the slot. There goes Stakowiak up the middle. He's going to get your hard yards. He picks up 2 yards. Looked like they're going to give him 3 to the 45. I think that's a good call with his forward progress. And again, those runs on the outside by Rulin are going to open up those small gaps inside. You only need 3-4 yards of carry on the inside and break one occasionally to the outside, and you'll have yourself a nice drive.
Well, and when you look at Rulin, if he's just coming up this week from to the varsity, there's probably not a lot of tape on that young man. So, he's going to be a pleasant surprise for Coach Frederick and the Central Wolves.
Well, he's been in all 3 games playing in that 5th quarter, so he's had an opportunity. As
good.
Cleveland fakes the ball back. Bo Frederick is throwing that thing out and throws a dart down to the 42-yard line, complete on the play. As I'm trying to see who caught
0.
Number 0. All right, that is McGill. And it looked like a 6 coming across the field. They said, well, we don't have one of those. So
I tell you what, I was just looking at Bo Frederick running onto the field. I'll tell you what, he is a spitting image of his dad running on the field. Oh, my gosh.
Well, Dad would love to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bo does or not. But, again, for a sophomore throwing a pretty ball, Bay
nice
City
ball.
Central calls the timeout. We're going to take a quick break and be back in a moment.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on BCTV as we're ready to rock here. Here comes Rulin on the outside. Again, he gets a great block around the corner. Rulin tries to turn the corner, and just blowing that play up is number 14, Cooper Cummings.
Cooper.
He beat the block and stayed with that play and hit Rulin Rulon actually got a 1-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
I'll tell you what, that young man runs hard, but Cooper Cummings, the defensive back, the senior, 5'9", 160, woo, he put a lick on number 27, Patrick Rulon. But you know what? Valley football at its finest right there, Jeff. Seen it for many, many years.
That's exactly what you get is physicality each and every play of each and every game and every week. Twins to the wide side of the field. Davis in the slot to the near side. Right down the middle, a perfect pass complete to Evans as he is down about a yard short of the first down marker. But
Zip.
that is a ball that Mac Evans has alligator armed a couple of times earlier this year. He feels confident now. His 3rd game up in the varsity as a sophomore. He's getting his feet wet. No, you're going to take a lick, but you got to secure that ball and bring it in. Now 3rd and 1.
Boy, I tell you what, he put it right on the dime with some pepper on it too, Jeff.
Well, and people, look at, Coach Frederick's son. Well, you see and say what you want, but that is just a blown-up play there by number 73 defensively. Eamon Murray, as he beat the block from Central and forced a loss on the play back to a 4th down and almost 5 yards to go. But he throws a pretty ball. He runs the offense.
Yeah.
He's got some of his dad's blood in him, so obviously he's very well tutored. Sometimes you don't always like to be tutored by dad, but, Dad was very successful and very good at what he did, and he is translating that to his son.
That was a very nice ball right there. So we got 4th down and 5 for the Wolves at the McCamick 38.
This might be a little Rulon swing pass out of the backfield. We'll find out what they do as that ball is just overthrown, intended for Davis. And incomplete, and the ball will go over on downs from the 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Midland High Chemics.
Just a little bit high there, Jeff. You had the receiver wide open, but just a little bit high and just a little bit long. So turned over on downs. 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. And it's the Chemics 7 and the Bay City Central Wolves 0. Chemics with great field position at their own 38.
And Coach, when you're throwing that ball, if it sails, you're sometimes going off that back foot. You're not coming through with that front foot and following through, and that causes the ball to sail just a little bit. That was his first errant pass of this game. Edmonds cuts it off to the outside and then comes back on the tackle to make it a 2-yard gain. Great job by the sophomore Edmonds out there. Force that play back in and then be in on that hit on number 6, Hoosie.
Nice job not letting them get outside you, Jeff. Edmonds on the defensive end position. That was very well played. Got a couple yards for the Chemics, but, overall, once you stretch it out, you bring a lot of friends to your for your help in the gain of 2, so 2nd down and 8 for the Chemics.
Handoff up the middle. There's Jackson Miller again. Action Jackson, as we call him, and he has been a beast. He knows Lee Thompson's in the house. He goes, when's the last time a defensive player got one of those golden helmets?
Anytime Lee Thompson in the house, you know it's time to play some football, and he's doing it.
He brought the golden tablet with him.
I'll tell you what, a nice conversation with Lee before the game. Always good to see him. We see him quite a bit. We saw him last week at Garber, first week at All Saints. So he must like following Bay County TV is what I say.
I'd say he shows good taste, and that's what he likes to do. 3rd down and 11. Long pass down the sideline, and what a perfect job giving back, and we're going to have an incomplete pass. Edwards Brenner put a perfect ball on there, threw it over the outside shoulder, and just unable to corral that ball.
Number 12 for the Chemics, DJ Haynes, had it, and he hit the ground, and it just kind of popped out of his hands, Jeff. So big opportunity here for Bay City Central.
Great 3-and-out for the Wolves defensively. 3 plays, -1 total yards. So great job by the defense, and now we'll see if Kevin Davis can get a return for Central. Is Central going to try and block this kick? Nope, they're going for the return, it looks like. And that ball gets up into the breeze and takes a huge stop, and it's going to roll dead at the 35-yard line. So we have got a 32-yard kick, and that was into the wind. if you don't kick a tight spiral into the wind, you're not going to get much more than 30 yards out of a kick.
I'll tell you what, it's coming right out of the northeast, Jeff, and Oak Glory is standing straight out there at the south end zone. So wind could be a little factor in tonight's game, but Central's coming away with 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Let's see what the Wolves can do here on their second offensive possession. As Davis coming to the near side of the field. He's got single coverage with the safety over the top. Stakowiak's going to bang forward, and he's going to pick up 3 yards the hard way. Finally brought down defensively by McVitie.
AJ coming up from that DB position. Jeff put a nice tackle on the Stakowiak there. Good gain on the play. Gain of 3. They'll call it 2nd and 7. Fredericks coming in from the sideline, getting the play from Dad. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter.
I would say this has been an expedited first quarter of football. A lot of ground chuck here and a lot of completed passes. So without the incomplete passes, you'll get a clock that's rolling. Rutland to the outside, trying to turn the corner. Look at the defense coming up again. Number 12, DJ Haynes with a huge hit. And that is tough to do because you got to have somebody on your team that can duplicate that speed around the corner. Haynes took a perfect angle of that play.
He came a long way with a picture-perfect tackle, Jeff. We got 20 seconds to go. I would imagine they're going to probably let this clock run out and go on to the second quarter. But, pretty good first quarter for both squads, 7-0 for the Chemics. Saw some nice things from them. Saw some good things also from Bay City Central.
All right, with just a couple seconds left, that's the end of our first quarter of play. With our score, the Midland High Chemics 7, the Bay City Central Wolves nothing. Back in a moment.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Mike, thanks some of our great sponsors.
All right, Jeff. Covenant Healthcare, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, Village and Action Towing, and the official apparel provider of Bay County TV, Sandlot Sports. Jeff, what a great group again this year. Thank you so much. We couldn't do without them.
We are elated for each and every one of those sponsors that help make it work. Central's got a big chore ahead of them on 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Let's see what Coach Fredericks got dialed up. Ruland's in motion. They're going to look to send that ball downfield to just a little bit overthrown for Davis, who ran a post, and that was kind of a flag route that it was thrown. And bringing that ball way back down the field is Cummings. He's all the way down inside the 30, inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. So that is a 50-yard return off that interception from Frederick. A little miscommunication there with the wide receiver because the wide receiver went straight post and that ball was kind of thrown flag route.
Yep, somebody zigged when they should have zagged, Jeff, and a nice return by number 14, Cooper Cummings for Midland High. They're at the Central 23-yard line after that interception.
Trying to spin around the corner with a great gain on the play, Edwards Benner. The defensive back for Bay City Central, Marcelo Escamilla, had the angle but didn't keep that outside shoulder leverage. And after a little whoop, whoop, got to the outside. And they're going to call that a 10-yard gain. They're going to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Midland High Chemics.
Benner's got some wheels from that quarterback position. That was a keeper all the way, Jeff. And again, you're right. He got outside, and we got 1st and 10 for the Chemics. Good gain at the Central 14-yard line with the wind also.
With the wind and looking at the clock in the second. Ball carried on the off tackle, and that is Gallahue. And Gallahue spins away from the tackle, heads over to his side of the field, and picks up a Midland High Chemic
Touchdown!
Wow.
They had him stopped, and he just spun out to the far sideline, Jeff, and went in untouched for a Midland touchdown at 11:27 here in the second quarter.
Boy, Central had him about the 10, 11-yard line and just allowed him to spin away, and he ran to daylight and picked up a quick 6. Let's see if Officer Brian Murphy from Bay City Central might be able to pick up this long extra point. The kick is up. It's plenty good. We have timeout on the field with 11:27 left in the first half. Midland High 14, Central nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at BayCountySportsHOF.com for banquet tickets, lifetime membership, or donation, and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
Back here on BCTV as the Bay City Central Wolves will come out and have another opportunity offensively to make things happen. Boy, the Chemics have struck gold twice in 2 drives.
Really nice big interception. Jeff put him in really good field position. Putting them up 14-0 here in the second quarter.
And Davis going right up the seam, gets up to about the 27-yard line and hits a wall of white, led on that play by number 62, Preston Simmons. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Bay City Central. And this is a pretty key drive for the Bay City Central Wolves. They've been able to move the ball but haven't been able to finish, and they really need to establish something here. They had success with the quick little seam route with the tight end, and I look for them to potentially go back to that and see if they can get a few chunks of yardage.
Yeah, the young man, number 11, the tight end's a big target for Bay City Central. Jeff, 1st and 10 for the Wolves at their own 27-yard line.
Boy, they're going trips, and with Frederick going up the middle, and he just gets smucked by Seth Davis as there was not much room to roam there as Frederick tried to follow his lead block and picked up a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Here comes the tight end back instead of the 4 wide receiver set. So we'll find out what Bay City Central's got in store on 2nd and 9.
Yeah, we're early in the second quarter, Jeff. Just underway, 10:50 to go here in the first half. No gain on the play. Well, they'll give them 1. Let's call it 2nd down and 9 for Bay City Central.
Tight end is on the wide side of the field. Trying to buzz around the corner again is the running back, Patrick Ruland. And, boy, the defense is really flowing. Nope, that was Stakowiak on the run.
Tyson Keenbaum inside in the tackle for the Midland High Chemics. Jeff, he's a little fella, number 9. He's only a junior, 6'3", 240 pounds for that young man. So, not sure I like that Kroger bill every other week.
Lock the cabinets and lock the fridge when you got somebody with a voracious appetite like that coming home.
Oh, Lordy.
3rd down and 9 for Bay City Central. Frederick out of the shotgun with a single back. Fake the handoff. They're trying to go to Edmonds up the middle, and a pass in and out of the hands of number 0. Sebastian McGill knew he was going to take a shot.
Yeah, he heard footsteps coming. If by looking at how he was running that, Jeff, but it was a good pass. It was just he knew somebody was there, so it's going to be 4th down and long. Central will have to punt the ball away into this. I'm going to give it a 20-plus mile-an-hour wind, maybe even more, maybe up to 25.
Yeah, those purple and gold flags at the top on the visitor's side are really stretched straight out. McGill will kick for Bay City Central. And Midland has to call a timeout because they did not have the wide receiver here, and that was A.J. Sutton covered. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back after this on BCTV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back here on BCTV, 4th down and 9. McGill will kick for Bay City Central. Deep to return the kick will be Hoosie.
Whoop.
That's a high kick, high ball. McGill goes up and gets it. And it's just a lazy ball that hits down on the 47-yard line and goes back to the 49 of the Bay City Central Wolves. So that looked like one of your 9 hours iron there, Wiz.
Oh, that was not a bad kick off the foot, Jeff, but it got up in that wind, and it just brought it right back to almost straight down. So Chemics will come away with really good field position at the Central 49-yard line. 9:42 to go here in the first half.
Another third drive. The first two were successful for Midland High. Quick pass to the outside, a high percentage throw, but again, Central with 4 missed tackles before finally getting it. Coming out to finally wrap him up and finish is Brady Mahoney. And there'll be a gain of about a yard on the play as Central flew to the football and pursued it, but just couldn't wrap up in time. But Mahoney gets there and finishes for just a modest gain of 1.
Yeah, small gain, 2nd down and 9 for Midland. Nice job by number 40, Mahoney, to get there and wrap up for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Trying to go up the middle. Look at the time to throw that ball. It's incomplete. Great job by Naveer Cleveland on the wide receiver, DJ Haynes. It's incomplete. And a little flag on the play.
Not sure what happened. It was very late coming in, Jeff. I don't know what happened. But the referee is talking to one of the Midland players, so I'm not sure what's going to be going on here. Didn't see anything.
Well, I was watching the flight of the ball, so I didn't see what happened behind the play. But Tommy Jablonski has one of the best crews in the state of Michigan working with him. We have a dead ball, personal foul. So that's a 15-yard penalty and a loss of the down because it was a dead ball foul. It'll be 3rd down after that penalty. So 9 plus 15, not carry the knot on the abacus. It'll be 3rd and 24.
You got it right, though. You do. Every time you bring that abacus out and take your shoes and socks off, you get it right.
It's a thing of beauty. So 3rd down and a whole bunch. Oh, lateral pass. That one is caught. Trying to get to the outside with not much room there.
Mahoney read that one all the way.
Gallahue, you better grab that because that's a live football if that is not a clean catch. So that's really a risky play on 3rd down and long. But Bay City Central defense again
good stop.
Comes up big.
Mahoney really did a nice job sniffing that one out. Back for Bay City Central, Kevin Davis standing at his own 23-yard line. Again, number 11 kicking is Benner with the wind for the Midland High Chemics.
And he gets a nice look at it. That kick is a look at Davis catching it. Coming up field over the 30, trying to make the first person miss, gets back to the 35, so about a 38-yard kick and a 12-yard return. Puts Bay City Central in a nice place. I didn't think Davis was going to get to that ball kicked away from it. He caught it in stride, and he was on the move.
That was very nice, Jeff, and that was kind of a funky little wobbly kick. You know, that's tough to handle, but he didn't have any trouble catching that football. Good field position for Bay City Central. Be nice to see the Wolves with 8:08 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Put a nice drive together and get some points on the board for Bay City Central.
I'm looking at Old Glory, and the wind looks like it's subsided ever so slightly, maybe 4 or 5 mile an hour less. It was about 15 to 20.
Yeah.
I'm saying it might be in the 12 to 15 now.
Yeah.
So Central going into the wind might not be as big a factor. There is a reverse on the play, and look who's staying home, making a great defensive play, Campbell.
Good discipline by Elijah Campbell of the Midland Chemics.
Wow, what a great play, and Naveer Cleveland is, again, the speed merchant, but credit technique, textbook defense to shut that play down.
Yeah, number 5, Campbell from Midland, just was very disciplined, stayed home right there, Jeff, did not foul the play, and did a nice job from that defensive end position.
That's just great coaching. That kid stayed right home and did not follow the flow of the football. 2nd down and 10. As they come on a little inside screen, and Davis gets that and picks up a nice gain of about 4 yards on the play. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 yard to go situation. But boy, when that thing took off, that looked like it had the ability to go big.
Well, Campbell, again, I'm going to say he's a DB hybrid type player, Jeff. He's lines up and drops back, so he was in on the tackle again. 3rd down and 5 for the Wolves of Bay City Central.
He kind of plays a DN linebacker, hybrid corner.
Yeah, jack of all
wrapped into
trades.
one. Davis goes backwards to catch that ball and was right at the 1st down marker. He spun to get away from the first tackler. He's got to be aware of where he's at in the field. You got to catch that ball and just try and lean your body forward. By the time it was all said and done, there's virtually no gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down and 5 yards to go, and Central looks like they may be forced into another punt.
Well, it could have been like 4th down and 1, Jeff, but trying to get that extra yardage, you went backwards a little bit to the original line of scrimmage, going back for the Chemics, number 6, Jalen Howes for the Chemics.
Credit the Midland defense
Yeah,
flow to the football
absolutely.
again.
They were all over
They were on that play in force. And so there's a much better exchange. McGill gets a little turnover on that, and trying to come up the middle with a nice return is number 6, Jalen Hoosie. And he's finally brought down by Bay City Central. And it looks like A.J. Sutton led the tacklers for the Wolves. Again, very nice starting field position for the Midland High Chemics at their own 46.
Boy, this is a briskly played 2nd quarter. We got 5:52 to go here in the first half. And again, Midland 1st and 10 for the Chemics at their own 45-yard line. A nice punt, good coverage by the Bay City Central Wolves, but giving the Chemics decent field position.
Edwards Benner, the quarterback. Handoff going right up the middle. And again, what a quick change of direction movement that time by Gallahue. And he's still going to be on his feet. They're going to finally blow this thing dead, but he has got such quick feet, almost like Blake Corum-esque, the way he jump cuts and changes direction. And he picks up a lot of yards after the initial contact.
You know, I was watching the offensive lineman, number 60, Hunter Balls, the junior, 5'11", 185, pulled from that left guard position, Jeff. Had a really nice block, not a pancake, but opened up a nice hole for the running back for the Midland Chemics.
Inside Central territory at the 42. Edwards Benner trying to get around the corner. Great job by Bay City Central defensively, flowing to the football. Shut that play down, and it will be 2nd down and about 11.
Escamillo out there from his defensive back position came up, did a nice job putting the hat on the quarterback. Lost a yard on the play, Jeff. 2nd down, 11.
Well, that was a great play for Central, and when you can get a team into negative yardage on 1st down, you really set yourself up in a great situation. Let's find out now. Edwards Bennett back. He's got a little bit of time to throw. What a perfect strike up the middle. Cleveland with the tackle, and we're going to have a penalty flag. Might get a face mask.
Yeah. There's a couple flags out there, Jeff. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a face mask penalty against Bay City Central. But Benner put it right on the numbers, and the receiver stopped right in the open area.
So they called it a 5-yard penalty because he only grabbed it instead of tugging on it. So still an extra 5, but what a strike. That was a dot-to-dot dime from Edwards Bennett to the wide receiver.
Cooper Cummings for Midland was the wide receiver. He got timeout, Bay City Central.
We'll take a quick break and be back after this on BCTV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here on BCTV, 1st and 10 after the Central timeout. Edwards Bennett in the shotgun. Motion to the wide side of the field. There is a very elusive runner running to daylight again. Gallahue. He just seems to have the vision to find daylight.
You know, you're right. He's got those quick feet. Good. You know what he's got also? He's got great vision. He can see the field. He can see the block. If the butt's on the inside, he cuts it outside. If it's on the outside, he cuts it inside. But he's got great feet and great vision for that player, for a young man from Midland High.
Well, and he plays wide receiver sometimes, too. He kind of intertwines with Campbell back there, but he's just looking like an all-stater right now running the football. Edwards Bennett on 2nd and 1, throwing that thing into the end zone just over the outstretched hands of the wide receiver. Pretty good Central defense back there. It's a wasted play if there is such a thing on 2nd down and 1. Now 3rd and 1. You kind of got 2 plays to make a yard.
Wilson Cloa, the intended receiver for Midland. 3rd down and a short 1 for the Chemics at the Central 15-yard line. Defense for Central really needs to keep the Chemics off the scoreboard here in this drive, Jeff.
Central defense set. Great job, and right at that 1st down marker, Gallahue. I think they're going to have to look, but I think he just picked up the 1st down.
No,
they're going to call it 4th down.
Martez Berry did a nice job right there for Bay City Central. Good penetration by the defensive line, breaking down that play at the point of attack. 4th down and inches for the Midland High Chemics.
Well, and they're going empty in the backfield, so it's pretty much an Edwards-Bennett run coming right here. As they run motion to the wide side of the field, Edwards-Bennett up the middle, and he's going to pick up the 1st down, not by much, but he'll be enough to move the sticks. It'll be another 1st and 10 for the Chemics.
Yeah, Benner's really plays that quarterback position well, Jeff. And you called it. You knew that right away that he was going to be a quarterback keeper. Gets the 1st down, get it all the way to the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 Chemics, 2:52 and counting to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Well, they ran motion trying to see if Central would flow with that, but at the late snap with the motion, it's almost going to be impossible to get that handoff, but they want him cleared so he can get up the middle and not cause any problems trying to run the ball. There is another great run and a great finish into the end zone is Gallahue with another Midland High Chemic
touchdown.
Wow.
Yep.
Very, very impressive. We have a great watch angle for those last few runs that he's made, and he's running where he's looking like Central's going to be, and he shifts his feet, and he's in daylight, and it was the 2-yard line before he even had contact.
With good feet and good vision like that, hey, let's give the big fellas up front some love, too. They've been opening them some nice holes for the running backs of Midland High.
Well, they put him into the back 7, and he just is taking care of the rest on his own. The extra point is up. It's long enough, and it's good. Time out of the field with 2:30 left in the first half. Midland 21, Central nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards
always outweigh the negativities.
Back here on BCTV. Mike, let's thank our great sponsors.
All right, Covenant Healthcare, Jeff, Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, Village Action and Towing, Sandlot Sports, the official apparel provider of Bay County TV, and the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame. And did you know?
Tell me.
We've got a new home. We are going to be 321 Washington Avenue at the Historical Museum of Bay County.
That is awesome. Oh, a little onside kick. Bay City Central was ready to gobble that up. Up front for Bay City Central. Action Jackson Miller making it happen again. Then you got a good hands person. You got a tight end up front with that. And he was very sure-handed on it and gobbled it up. Central gets the ball at their own 47-yard line with 2:29 left.
Lots of time.
We got an eternity to get another 53 yards of pay dirt here.
That's a good opportunity for the Central Wolves to put something on the scoreboard here late in the first half.
Twins to the near side, single to the far side. Frederick trying to go up the middle, and boy, again, almost like they had a spy on him for that play. As Max Hubble just sat there, mirrored the quarterback, followed him, and stifled him 2 yards short of the first down, or the line of scrimmage. And he's a little gimpy now.
I just noticed that. I was just about to say that. Looks he may have gotten that ankle turned underneath the Midland high tackler, and we're going to be at 2 minutes exactly here in the second quarter for the Wolves.
Again, Wolves in a probable passing situation here. Time to throw the football. Emmons down the middle. Perfect strike down to the 29-yard line. And you got to remember, last year on the freshman team, they were throwing to each other. So that is a very natural tandem and a beautiful pass down to the 29-yard line.
Wow, well, that was a dime right there by Freddie, putting that on to number 11, Mac Edmonds, the big tight end. And you're right, Jeff. They've got it together, those two. They played a lot of football together so far.
Still $1:35 left. Rulin trying to get to the outside. Able to turn the corner, and he gets out of bounds. Though they're going to say that his forward progress was stopped on the play after a gain of only 3 yards down to the 26-yard line. So down now to $1:20 and counting left. Rulin knew that he was done getting yardage and tried to get to the sideline, but the official ruled that his forward progress had stopped.
Rulin's a nice addition to that running back position, Jeff. He does a nice job, got good quickness, and is a pretty tough runner also for Bay City Central.
He's not a big guy, but he is certainly tough. Boy, and he's sitting back there looking for a place to go. Frederick trying to get to the outside. Can he turn the corner? Can't quite get away from number 10 that time as Hubble.
Ooh, he ran a long ways to catch Freddie.
It looked like Freddie had that angle for a minute, but Hubble closed the gap and made a nice open field tackle. Looks like Bay City Central is going to call a timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Here is where the next generation is born. But we're also the birthplace of innovation, advanced treatments, second chances, and hope. At Covenant Healthcare, we're the most preferred health system because of the trust we have built across generations. And our leadership continues with the next generation. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Third down and 9 yards to go for Bay City Central after taking their third and final timeout. Split backs in the backfield. Frederick back. He's got some time to throw that ball. And that ball airmails over Kevin Davis. Bay City Central in an obvious position on the field with 39 ticks left that roll the dice, and we're going to go for it on fourth down. But that looks like the second pass from Kevin Frederick, where maybe coming off that back foot, the ball sails just a little bit, and Davis did look like he had a little bit of room on the sideline.
It did look like it sailed a little bit into the wind also, Jeff, so it's going to be fourth down and 9 for the Wolves. They just got to go inside the 20-yard line to about the 19.5-yard line to get a first down.
So the 19 and a hook.
19 and a hook.
Frederick back again, trying to go to the outside, and he's going to pass that football just over the outstretched hands of A.J. Sutton. Pass is incomplete with 33 ticks left in the first half. the Midland High Chemics get their hands back on the football. And we know what they did the first 3 times. They ended up having to punt, so they haven't been able to score on every possession. But Bay City Central, it's imperative they keep them out of the end zone because Bay City Central will get the kick to start the second half.
Yep, correct.
Stakowiak coming onto the field now, and he'll play the Mike linebacker. Let's see if Midland just tries to run this out here. Of course, when you say just tries to run it out, you see who they've got for their running back. Gallahue just, again, takes a huge chunk of real estate up to the 47-yard line and gets out of bounds.
We'll go downstairs and check at halftime with the golden tablet, Mr. Lee Thompson, try to get some statistics on this game. But I'll tell you what, Mr. Gallahue is having a wonderful first half for the Midland High Chemics.
Boy, he is a beast out there for sure. Edwards Bennett trying to throw that ball downfield. Throws a near strike and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Cloa says, how in the world did I not bring that ball in? Cleveland back there may have just gotten a piece of that ball at the last second, but boy, what a great pass from Edwards Bennett.
Ooh, that was right on the money, Jeff, and at 20 seconds to go here in the first half, it's second down. He's incomplete pass, stops the clock. Bennett, I'll tell you what, that man can sling it also.
As they are up to the line of scrimmage again, Gallahue's going to try and take that thing right up the middle, and Bay City Central gobbles him up in a hurry, and that was number 11, Mac Edmonds. And I think they're just going to let the rest up. Nope, they're going to call a timeout with 3rd down and 6 yards to go. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV with just a near 12 seconds left in our first half of play. Bay City Central trying to hold off the Midland High Chemics as they're trying to move the ball late here in this first half. Up to the line of scrimmage they come on 3rd and 6 now with an empty backfield. Almost looked like motion that time as Gallahue was trying to go downfield, and that pass is going to be complete. And they let him keep rolling with 2 seconds left. They're going to be stopped. And does Midland have another timeout? They're going to use their last timeout. And again, too much time to throw the football. Edwards Benner just sat back there and waited and waited. That was the far side of the field, and he came up about 15 yards. He came all the way across to the near hash before they ended up making that play, and we're going to keep it right here with 2 ticks left in our first half.
Aiden Hansen did a nice job catching the football and got some nice yards after the catch. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Chemics at the Bay City Central 16-yard line with 2 ticks. You know, they got a kicker that has the ability. He's got a pretty good foot, so we'll see what the head coach, Tyler Wellman, has in plan for the last play, possibly the last play here in the first half.
I think they're going to go for a jugular shot here, and with 2 seconds left, unless there's a penalty, it's going to be the last play of the first half. Nice timeout for Central defense, too, to make sure that they understand their prevent defense. Their 2 safeties are back on the goal line right now. We keep everything in front of us. Edwards Benner tries to fake away from one. He's going to throw that ball downfield. They find a seam in the end zone. It's a Midland High Chemic touchdown. Boy, what a dart from Edwards Benner late in the first half as time had expired. He stepped away from the first Central potential tackler, stepped up into a throw, and just threw a BB.
Well, I tell you what, it just like opened up for him, Jeff, in the middle of the field, and he stepped into it, and they found the receiver in the back of the end zone. We'll wait for the extra point for the Midland High Chemics.
And the extra point is up. That one just does sneak inside the far goal post. That's the end of our first half of play. With our score, the Midland High Chemics 28, the Bay City Central Wolves nothing. Back in a moment to recap the first half, set the stage for the second half, right here on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at baycountysportshof.com for banquet tickets, lifetime membership, or donation, and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
Good evening and welcome to our Bay County Sports Hall of Fame halftime show. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Central played pretty well in the first half, but I got to tell you, that last score just before halftime was really a backbreaker.
Yeah, that was a tough one, Jeff. They were down 21-0. There was 2 seconds to go in the first half, and Benner just threw a dart to his wide receiver in the back of the end zone, making it 28 to nothing, at the half. So, tough break for Bay City Central going into the halftime.
5 of 10 for Bo Federick in the first half. Had a couple of balls sail on him and a drop. So, realistically could have been 8 for 10, but I'm really looking to see the adjustments that Central could make at the halftime and see what they can do coming out of the half.
Yeah, he had some people wide open. His receivers were wide open. It did sail on him. He's very comfortable getting out of the pocket, throwing against his body, going left and right. And when he throws the ball and it's on target, the receivers do a nice job catching it, get some good yardages after they catch the football. So I think the Central Wolves will make those adjustments, and we'll see a different team there in the second half.
Benner threw some pretty balls for Midland, and boy, they've got 2 quality running backs as well.
Yeah, they're really good, and they just keep coming at you on the offense. The defense is really, really good. That offensive line is doing a nice job, and those big defensive linemen up front for Midland Chemic have played a really, really great game here in the first half.
Well, I single out one player for Central, Jackson Miller, had probably about 8 tackles at the half and just seemed to be everywhere on the field.
He has played a whale of a game for Bay City Central, Jeff. He's, like you said, he's all over the field, blitzing and really sticking his nose in there and doing a nice job stopping the running game against the Midland Chemics.
Time for Central to come out and reestablish. They get the ball to start the second half, so if they can dent the scoreboard to start the second half, we'll have ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, just try to do the things to get yourself back in this ball game. I know it's a large lead for the Midland Chemics, but get yourself back in there, get the little things going, feel comfort, and get something on this board right away. And who knows what will happen in a game like this.
Well, a quick score to start the third quarter will excite this large crowd here tonight for this 100th anniversary of football at Bay City Central. That about puts the wraps on our Bay County Sports Hall of Fame halftime show. Back with all the second half action in just a moment on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on BCTV, ready for the second half. Let's find out what adjustments the Wolves have been able to make at half. Navarre Cleveland trying to roll to the near side of the field. He's got the corner. He gets up over the 30-yard line. Boy, the Midland High Chemic team flowed to the football after he got up over the 30-yard line. Tacklers were led by Max Hubble, number 10.
Boy, even number 11, Benner, the quarterback. Unless they have
He's
two.
the kicker.
Yeah. Wow.
He kicks. He's the quarterback. He tackles.
You know, I went down to the concession stand, and I thought I saw him selling some popcorn down there, too. That's what he's... Holy smokes.
Just an incredible young athlete.
Yeah, 6 for 11, 72 yards in the first half
and
for the
at least
Chemics.
2 big drops.
Yeah.
That would have given him 50 or 60 more. Stokowiak right up the middle, moves the pile, and he's tackled amongst others by Keenbaum. He drove Keenbaum for a couple of yards, so I'll give him a 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 7, as they ran Rulin in motion to the wide side, trying to stretch out that outside linebacker, but he stayed home, and they were both able to get in on that tackle.
Bo Fredericks, 5 for 10, Jeff, in the first half for 51 yards for Bay City Central.
Rulin again on the outside, trying to go right up the middle. Another gain of a couple of yards on the play for Stokowiak, but again, multiple bodies, including Keenbaum, coming up out of the bottom of that stack for the Midland High Chemics.
Also in there looks like number 67, Seth Davis. You look at Keenbaum, Jeff, number 90, junior. Seth Davis, junior. Seth is 6'3", 240 pounds for the Midland Chemics. So there's when you want to know where's the beef, then you know where it is right there.
3rd down and about 5 yards to go for Central. Kevin Frederick back. He's got to run for his life, trying to get to the daylight, and the defense absolutely swarms to the football. Campbell with a great open field tackle. I don't think Frederick wanted to take off and run, but he got flushed out of the pocket, and really that was his last alternative.
Yeah, Bo was looking downfield, couldn't find a receiver, Jeff. It's 4th down, and they'll call it 6. And Central have to punt into that. Breeze, not as bad as it was in the first quarter, but still a little bit gusty.
It looks 5 to 10-ish.
Yeah,
now,
it's calmed down quite a bit.
Nice kick, too, and there's going to be a fair catch at about the 33-yard line. They'll call it officially the 34-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Midland High Chemics, as they are on the field for the first time, and 4 out of the 6 drives in the first half resulted in points.
Stats for the Midland Chemics: Gillahue, 13 carries, 120 yards with 3 TDs. And again, Benner, the quarterback, 6 for 11, 1 TD, 72 yards total in the first half.
Well, I talked to one of the assistant coaches, Bob Nove, for many years. He was out at Western. He was at Bullet Creek, and he says that young man number 3, Gallahue, is an offer from Miami of Ohio as a junior, and I can see where that might be feasible.
Yeah.
He's not a big kid, but very quick and elusive.
Tipping him at, he's 5'9", 170. Jeff, good gain, 2nd down and 3 for the Midland Chemics. Just underway here on a very special night. 100th anniversary of Ingalls Stadium being celebrated tonight by family, friends, alumni, and everybody here at Bay City Central.
There's Gallahue again. He makes the first person miss, but he gets hit just short of the 1st down marker. I don't believe he's going to pick it up. As a great hit that time by Colin Jacobs coming up and really laying the wood. And that is one of the few times tonight that Gallahue has not been able to get big positive yardage.
Yeah, that was a really nice tackle. 3rd and about the length of a football, we'll call it, Jeff, right at the 43-yard line.
And trying to roll to the outside, not going to get a 1st down, but I think we may have a face mask.
Boy, just when the Central Wolves had a great stop on defense, the penalty flag comes out, and I think you're going to be right. I think it's going to be a face mask against Bay City Central, unfortunately.
It doesn't matter if it's the 5 or 15-yard variety, it's still going to move the chains.
Got to turn the microphone on.
Oh, yeah, he said, I forgot to put it in the old El Paquito. as that is the major variety. And
that's just a tough break for Bay City Central. You know, I think Midland probably would have went for it, but they did have him stop behind the line of scrimmage. Would have been a little extra in length on the yardage, but just another tough break for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Campbell now comes in as the single back, and they move Gallahue to the wide receiver spot, so he's equally as dangerous out there. They bring him in motion. They're going to run a jet sweep his way, and great job that time by Jacobs, forcing him back to the inside and then flushing and finishing himself.
Nice job right there, Jeff, by Colin Jacobs, really coming in, breaking that play down at the point of attack from that linebacker position. He sniffed that one out from the get-go. That was a nice job by that young man.
Well, he's had 3 tackles already in the first 4 minutes of this second half. Second down, 10 yards to go. Single back again, twins to the wide side, single to the near side. Trying to come up the middle, and there again, making the first person miss and gaining 6 yards on the play, Gallahue. You can see where he's got colleges looking at him. He's a little undersized yet, but boy, at the high school level at 5'9" and $165, he certainly can make people miss.
Well, when he gets behind some of those big offensive lines, they're tough to see, and you know, he can run in between the tackles. He's got the speed on the outside, but he's tough in between the tackles also.
Motion now with the H-back. There's Campbell trying to get to the outside. He has just enough speed to get to the outside to move the sticks once again. Central tacklers were led by Escamilla, but it'll be enough to move the sticks, and another 1st and 10 for the Midland High Chemics.
Escamilla's had a nice game tonight, Jeff, from that defensive back position. 6:55 and counting to go here in the third quarter from Ingalls Stadium. Midland High 28 and the Bay City Central Wolves 0.
Boy, Midland High again with another impressive drive, and the works aided by that 15-yard face mask. Edwards Bennett back, and he doesn't see a whole lot there. Boy, he just does a little flick pass on the outside. That looks like it's out to Hoosie, and he picks up about 12, 13 yards. Boy, he had all day to find a receiver out there. You really can't expect your defensive back's going to be covering for 6, 7, 8 seconds like that.
Well, and Hoosie did a nice job. Just kind of, he sat down, and then he saw Benner kind of scramble him, and he just kind of ran away from him and got to an open spot, sat down right there. And, you know, Benner's had put it right on the spot. So 1st and 10 for the Chemics at the central 15-yard line.
As they run trips to the near side with a single back. Campbell kind of lost his footing but had to change direction because Bay City Central had great defensive line penetration led by Tommy Paul. And we're going to say that he gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 yards to go with 5:40 left in the third.
Goodness, this is a very fast third quarter, Jeff. 5:35 and counting to go here at Ingalls Stadium.
Midland High Chemics have just been methodical on their drives. 2nd down and 10, and again running motion to end up being trips to this side, and Bay City Central again bottles up Campbell as he tries to go forward. He might have picked up 2 or 3 on the play.
Got a little tidbit of information, Jeff. This game goes back 101 years. The first game started in 1924 between the Chemics and the Wolves. Bay City Central 43 wins, Midland 42, and 2 ties.
Do you know where that first game was played?
Right out back behind the school.
In the back parking lot. Before the stadium was built. After the second year, it was everything else has been here. A few additions to the stadium, but this is where the stadium has sat for 99 years.
Unbelievable.
Coming to the wide side of the field, looking across the middle, in and out of the outstretched fingertips of a wide receiver in the end zone. Hansen could not bring that ball in.
Cleveland really did a nice job watching the quarterback, Jeff. He kind of snuck over and had to make Benner throw that just a little bit high over the defensive back. So stops the clock, 4:32 to go here in the third quarter. But, you could. I watched number 7 for Central. He really did a nice job spying on Benner and making him throw that ball high.
I think that was Chloe, the wide receiver that's on the fight side.
Yeah.
One, not number 7. Back to throw. He's going to the far corner of the end zone. I don't think he got inbounds. He caught the ball, but I think he may have been out of bounds. That's the one spot in the stadium we can't find. Ball goes over on downs. Apparently, it'll be first and 10 Central. Yeah. I'm telling you, too, Gwiz, you go full speed out of bounds, and you're not far away from greeting and being greeted by concrete.
As many our viewers know, and if you look at this field, there's no track around this field, so there is not a bad seat in the house. But you're right. We can see 99.9% of the field from up here on the third floor, but that one corner in the southwest, very tough to see from our vantage point.
Good stop, though, for Bay City Central. So they get the ball back. Needing some instant offense, and right up the middle, a modest gain. And I'm waiting for the running back to get up. Was that Stakowiak again? It was Wyatt. And he was met by 2 or 3 defenders. Middle linebacker amongst others coming up, and that's Caden Lewis. So they're just... Midland brings a lot of hats to the football on every single play.
Yep, they are very good on defense again this year, the Chemics.
2nd down and 10. Looks like they're coming with a little bit of a blitz package. They still only come with 4. And I think they caused Bo Frederick, not Kevin, from yesteryear to be a little happy feet back there and get rid of that ball a split second before he'd planned on it. So 3rd down, deep in their own end right now. And again, Bay City Central is just trying to find some continuity on their offense to try and get a couple of first downs and see if they can dent that 0 on the scoreboard. As they come with twins to the near side of the field. Naveer Cleveland tries to cut back to the inside and initially gets past the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up about 4 yards. And again, 3 or 4 Chemics there, led by number 12, DJ Haynes.
Yeah, he had a nice hole, but it really closed quickly with the Chemics flowing to the ball. So the Wolves will have to punt it away with 3:20 and counting to go here in the third quarter. And the Chemics, again, should come away with great field position. Back is Hoosie for the Midland High Chemics, standing right at the 50-yard line.
And they're going to fake it, and they're going to end up just about 3 yards short of the first down marker as they kind of tried to do the Australian rules play and thought that there might have been a crease there. But, boy, now you're giving a short field to the Midland High Chemics. And 4 out of 7 drives have ended up in touchdowns.
Yeah, Midlands comes away with not good, great field position starting at the Bay City Central 18-yard line with 3 minutes and 1 tick to go here in the third quarter.
Single back. And we know who that jitterbug is. He makes the first 2 people miss again. Gallahue picks up about 7 yards on the play. And it's just amazing how quick his feet is and how much he can change direction on a dime in a phone booth.
He's a junior, 5'9", 170, and getting some sniffs at the college level, Jeff. That's pretty impressive.
He's going to have to put another 20 pounds on to do that. And on the quarterback keeper, it's Edwards Benner. And he is very close to that first down marker, and I believe he's going to have it. It will be 1st and goal from inside the 10-yard line. I believe they're going to have that ball officially down about the 8.
Yep, looking at the down marker, it does look like it's at the 8-yard line. 2:10 and counting to go here in the third quarter. Chemics once again knocking on the door here at Bay City Central.
Gallahue tries to go up the middle, nothing there. Then he cuts back across the grain, and Central did a great job. Wyatt Stakowiak and one of his best friends. It is Mr. Jackson.
Is that Action Jackson again?
It is again Action Jackson. So they're best friends, and they tag teamed on a great play defensively for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Yeah, Gallagher had 113 yards in the first half, Jeff, and he's added a few more onto it here in quarter number 3. It's second down and goal to goal from the 9 for the Chemics.
Boy, they're going empty in the backfield right now. On a quarterback keeper, Bay City Central all over that play. Jackson Miller there again with Stakowiak. Those two team up for another dynamic duo tackle. And we're going to have a timeout on the field right now. Midland High as Central's kind of gotten stingy down here at their end of the field. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on BCTV, 3rd and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. Central defense has been stellar on the last 2 plays, not allowing a yard from scrimmage. Benner back to pass. Boy, he tries to thread that in between 3 defenders, and the touchdown is good on the play.
How did that
get through 3 defenders who all could have picked it up? The veer back there is just going, how in the world did that thing slip through my fingertips? It's a Midland High Chemic
touchdown.
Wow. I
thought it was intercepted
How
at
did
first.
Edwards Benner flut that through on 3 defenders like that? That thing had to have gone into a postage stamp. This extra point will make it a 35-point game if it's up and good. It is up and it is good. Timeout on the field with 1:04 left in the game, and that might be the last time we say timeout on the field because now we're in the tip situation. Coach, give us the we're staying right here right now. Coach, give us the tips.
Timeout, injury, penalty, score is what it is.
I'm not stealing your thunder this week, Coach.
I had an opportunity last week, and I couldn't get it out. Timeout, injury, penalty, score. How'd I do, Professor?
You know what? And I did not even want to go to timeout. I said, this is too big to go to timeout. We want to set the stage for the last 15 here.
Oh, and we can thank some of our sponsors right after that great tips commentary.
Encore, Maestro, Encore.
Covenant Healthcare. Bay City All Saints Booster Clubs, Frank's Great Outdoors, Bay County Sports Hall of Fame with their new location at the Historical Museum of Bay County, Village Action and Towing, and the official apparel provider of Bay County TV. You know who that is? Sandlot Sports.
Yes, indeed. The kick is up. It looks like DeVar Cleveland is going to have it at his own 10-yard line, trying to come up the field. Has a chance to cut across the grain, gets up to about the 33-yard line on that nice return, and it will be a 1st and 10 for Bay City Central. Now I'm going to change to my officiating mode because all game long your mindset is on a play like that, your hands go over your head, you stop the clock, you set the ball, then they start it. Now you have to keep your hands next to your side because you don't want the clock to stop. So you really got to be on guard as an officiating crew to make sure that our signals are consistent with the time scoring situation.
And you know what? It's just kind of human nature as a referee, to stop the clock. But it's 35 points, so it will be a running clock unless Central scores.
Frederick back. Look at how much time he's got to throw the football. He's rolling to the wide side of the field. He makes the first person miss. He gets upfield, and he gets lambasted. And we got a penalty flag down. Looks like they're going to stop the clock with 3 seconds left. And somebody tried a little extracurricular there. And head linesman had it. Referee had it. I'm pretty certain they all had the same thing.
Yeah, it was just a skosh late out there on the far sideline, Jeff. He was knocked out. Then he kind of came to a halted, and then somebody else just gave him a little love tap, and that's going to be a late hit.
Pick up the hanky, turn on the microphone. So you end up with about a 7-yard play and add 15. And Bay City Central will now get the ball in Midland High territory for one of the few times tonight. With 3 ticks left on the clock, this will be the end of the third quarter of play, as it is 35-0. Midland High on top. Back in a moment for the final 12 on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Here we go, ready to start the fourth quarter on BCTV. Central 45 yards from pay dirt. Frederick on the keeper may have an opportunity to turn the corner. Look at the defensive pursuit to the football. Led by Keenbaum out there. Big fella was picking him up and putting him down, getting out from his defensive tackle position.
He's pretty quick out there. He ran Freddie down from a few yards away, but Freddie got some nice gain call at 2. 2nd down and 8. We got an official timeout on the field.
Well, and Keenbaum is, again, 6'3" and 240. That's a big one. I think Coach Frederick is wondering what's going on. I do believe that they had to call Boak off the field for a play. Braylon Narvaez will be the quarterback. And if you remember last year in the Western game, when Joe Gibson got knocked out of the game, Narvaez came in and played the rest of the game for Bay City Central. So he's certainly no stranger to action. When looking at Frederick here on the sideline, doesn't look too worse for wear. As the ball carrier is Patrick Rulin, and he picks up a nice chunk of real estate down to the 37-yard line.
You know, Jeff, I'm looking at the Central roster. They have a ton of sophomores on there. Patrick Ruin's a sophomore. You know, Bo Frederick's a sophomore. The tight end, Mac Edmonds, is a sophomore. So this is a young football team with a lot of hope in the future for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Well, and I'll tell you, head JV coach Jason Sawinski says, "Hey, leave my sophomores alone. You keep all those sophomores down there, Neves Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 4 or 5 really high-powered kids, and going down the side is Rulin for a big
another
game.
one.
And so, you got 6 sophomores up here competing on that varsity level, and it's just amazing what they've got. Navarre Cleveland is maybe the fastest kid. He and Rulin, as sophomores, might be the 2 fastest kids on the field.
Yeah, Rulin did a nice job getting outside there, Jeff. Looks like good news for Bay City Central. Bo Frederick is back in the game as the quarterback for the Wolves, so that's a good sign. Good, everything went well.
They just did a quick check here on the sideline of him, and everything looked good. So with under 10 minutes and counting left, Frederick back. He's trying to fling. Look at that. Throw that ball out there. What a great move. And running to daylight that time was number 4, A.J. Sutton. He ran a little curl route, saw the quarterback rolling his way, spun back to the outside, made himself available. Frederick threw a nice soft touch pass where Sutton came and picked it up and got some yak after the catch.
Well, and that's a tough pass because you're rolling to your left as a right-hander. You kind of got to throw across your body a little bit, but Bo did a nice job. Sutton got open. Nice drive here for Bay City Central with 9:20 and counting to go in the ball game.
And there's Rulin. He picks up another chunk of real estate, probably another 5 yards on the play. So Bay City Central putting together a really nice drive, and they've got somebody down. Is that Rulin? Nope, Rulin is up. So we're going to take a quick officials timeout and see exactly what's going on. And looking like an ankle right now is what I'm kind of guessing. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this on BCTV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 Frederick back. He's got time to throw the football. They can throw it out to Rulin, and he gets whoppled at the 6-yard line by McLean, who sat home in his defensive stance. And I think they're going to give Cleveland maybe a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 3 yards to go with 8.5 and counting in the game.
Nice job right there. Look, Freddie looked all around, saw the whole bunch of options, so he went with the safer option. You're right, Jeff. Another fast fourth quarter. That clock has just been flying by all game, even in the first half. It's been a very quick football game tonight.
Well, and Frederick was only 50% in the first half, but he's been much better here in the third quarter. That quick slant pass looks like it is caught. Did he get into the end zone? It's a Bay City Central. Whoa!
Touchdown!
Been waiting a while for that. Could not tell if I think that might have been Kevin Davis that ran that little skinny. And it ended up being a great pass again from Frederick. Again, Bo Frederick has had a sensational second half as he put that ball right on the money. And Central finally gets that goose egg off the board.
Nice to have some time to throw the football, Jeff. Good job by the Central offensive lineman, giving Bo time to throw the football. Good route by Davis. Nice touchdown, nice drive by Bay City Central.
Central going to go for 2. Frederick back, pressure coming from the inside. Look at the speed at which he gets that ball out of his hands. And I believe that might have been Sebastian McGill out there. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 8:04 left in the game. Midland 35, Central 8. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Your heart drives you forward. And it's your heart that drives the Covenant Center for the Heart to be on the forefront of next-generation heart treatments, like minimally invasive valve replacements and advanced procedures for AFib. For the very young and the young at heart, depend on our experts at the most preferred health system. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back here on BCTV, Bay City Central with a very impressive drive ends up yielding points. And it'll be interesting to see what Bay City Central does here now. Are they going to try an onside kick or a pooch, or what are they going to do? We'll find out soon. And they try the pooch variety, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. And Coach, you're on a roll. You got 3 options here.
Well, you can kick it over.
Okay.
You can take it where it went out, or you can take it at the 35.
And I'm 99% certain they're not going to let Central re-kick it. They'll take it at the 35-yard line. Now, what happens if that ball goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line?
Take it at the 37.
Oh.
No?
But wait, partner.
But wait, there's more?
The rule in high school.
It's a new rule, so you caught me off guard.
It's +5.
Oh.
So it would have been at the 42.
If I would have known that, you didn't tell me that new rule this year.
We haven't had to use it yet. It's actually from last year, but it doesn't happen often.
I skipped that class.
Now you know, as Paul Harvey says, the rest of the story. 1st and 10. Campbell, the ball carrier, and he picks up about 4 yards going forward. Nope, they got the new ball carrier this time, number 16 running the ball. And that is Daggett.
Parker Daggett, the sophomore. You know, and you look at this Midland lineup, this roster, Jeff, they got a whole bunch of underclassmen on this squad, too.
Well, a lot of their key personnel are underclassmen. Yes. So, both on the line and skilled position people. So, gain of officially 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6. Right up the middle, and another great defensive play that time. Coming back into the game after a brief illness is Marquez Berry, and he ends up making a big-time tackle right now.
You know, I looked at, I thought it was Berry too, but it was number 50, Jeff. That was Curtis Williams. Was on the tackle.
All right, but Berry is back out.
Berry's
of the field
back
too,
in there.
Williams with the tackle.
Yep. I'm looking at Williams. He's a big fella too.
He's a big drink of water. Another nice kid, though, in the halls at Bay City Central. They're waiting until the last second to have to snap the ball. Look at Action Jackson. He's in the backfield. He was almost shaking hands that time with Edwards Benner as he handed that ball off. And that's got to be double-digit tackles tonight for that young man. He has had a whale of a game from the defensive nose. He is exploding through that A-gap, and the offensive line are really having trouble picking him up.
Well, I tell you what, you're right, Jeff. He has had a fantastic football game for Bay City Central, and he has been all over the field, in between the tackles, running people down. And he's done a fantastic job tonight. Congratulations to that young man.
And he lines up offset from the center, which is what you like to do on 4th down. He's just saying, they're all pointing at him right now. They're going, don't let him up the A-gap.
That's a nice kick.
Boy, that is a monster kick into the wind. Getting by the first line is Kevin Davis. He gets knocked out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. So a nice return, and Bay City Central is going to find themselves with a little momentum right now late in this ball game. And, right now, Mike, it's not all about winning this football game. It's winning the 4th quarter, building some momentum, doing some great things for next week.
Yeah, Jeff, and they had a really nice drive here in the 4th quarter. Really good field position right now, and you're exactly right. Do some things, take care of some of the little things, the details, put together a nice drive, put some points on the board, go into next week with some momentum with 5:46 to go here in the ball game.
Trips to the wide side of the field. Stakowiak up the middle. Boy, he's hit just at the line of scrimmage and somehow able to eke out a yard as the defensive interior line, Keenbaum, with another play defensively. He's been active tonight.
He's played very well for the Midland High Chemics, Jeff, and I was just about to say, we talked about it earlier. No fight in the Central Wolves. They're still coming after you. This has been a well-played, hard-hitting high school football game, typical of what you see in the Saginaw Valley League.
Clean. That's the third.
Yes.
It's good and hard-hitting, but it's clean football, and you love to see that. Another catch that time for McGill. Sebastian picks up positive yardage out to the 40-yard line.
McLean in on the tackle for the Chemics, along with number 5, a young gentleman that we've called a lot tonight, the Elijah Campbell for Midland.
On both sides of the football.
Yes.
Especially defensively. He has really read plays, stayed home, and sniffed out the football a lot tonight on defense.
Played a whale of a game. 3rd down and 4 for the Wolves. They got to get to the 49-yard line for the first down, Jeff.
Frederick takes the 3-step drop. Now he's got pressure coming. He sees a little opening. He's going to try and roll to the outside, makes a couple of people miss, gets out of bounds just past that first down marker, and it'll be 1st and 10, Bay City Central. So the defense had the angle. Bo Frederick found another gear and got to the outside. Then he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, and he had A.J. Sutton out there, Jeff, but he decided to tuck it and run, and A.J. made a nice block to get that first down for the Central Wolves. And nice drives right here by Bay City Central here in the 4th quarter.
So again, trips to the near side of the field. Rulin coming upfield. He's got the ability to turn the corner, and he gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line for a gain of about 16 yards. So Rulin having a nice game for Bay City Central.
Good downfield blocking for Bay City Central. Those wide receivers did a nice job. I think we have an injured player down on here on the near sidelines. It looked like it was the ball carrier for Bay City Central. Rulin, number 2.
It is Rulin, and he is up. And Bay City Central without a trainer right now. One of 5 schools in the SVL that can't find a trainer right now. That's just how short a supply they are. So credit the Midland staff for coming over to check on Patrick Rulin, as he's had a really nice game.
He's played very well.
First full week up, he's been playing bits and pieces, but a major part of the offensive game plan this week. Stakowiak up the middle, makes the first person miss, picks up a solid 5 on the play, as now Central starting to find a few seams and gaps in that Chemic defense.
Wyatt's had a nice ball game too for Bay City Central. Jeff, I like the way he runs. He runs hard, got both hands on the football. Good game for Bay City Central. 2nd down and 5 right at the 35-yard line.
Central going with twins to both sides, and when they run trips to the wide side and they run a play, boy, it's nice to watch those wide receivers out there trying to tie up the defensive backs. Frederick throwing the ball downfield to Kevin Davis. Looks like it's caught. Is he into the end zone? It's a Bay City Central. Whoa!
Touchdown! Wow.
What a play by Frederick with the win. Perfect touch on that football. Leading Davis into the corner, dropping a dime for another Bay City Central score.
2 nice drives here in the 4th quarter, Jeff, by the Wolves. And they have really come alive here in the 4th quarter, down 35-14, waiting for the 2-point conversion with 3:12 to go here in the first half. You know what? And take your hat off to Bay City Central. They're still playing hard. They're still getting after it, and a couple quick touchdowns and making the score 35-14.
After Midland got up 35-0, Central really has dominated the rest of the game. Frederick back. He's trying to throw that ball to the middle. McGill comes up with a 2-point conversion that is also good. Time into the field with 3:12 left in the ball game. 35-16. Central with 16 unanswered. We'll find out now. Almost have to go for an onside kick. We'll find out in a minute on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not 1, not 2, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Back on BCTV, Mike, thanks some of our great sponsors.
All right, Jeff, let's thank Village in Action Towing, Frank's Great Outdoors, Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Covenant Healthcare, Sandlot Sports, the official apparel provider of Bay County TV, and our newest sponsor, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
And their new location over there at the Bay County in there. There's another ball out of bounds. That's 2 kickoffs that they're trying to put at a spot on the field, but you can't kick that ball out of bounds. The ball's going to go to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
The Bay County Historical Museum of Bay County, Jeff, 321 Washington Avenue, the home of Sports Hall of Fame. Do you know Bay County residents and Bay County high school members get in free to there? Otherwise, it's $2 a person or $5 a family. So
right next to City Hall.
Right next to City Hall.
Did you just see what happened? You were looking down.
Oh,
the ball went out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and he gave the +5.
You know I would have got that right.
You just got the tutorial, and we were looking down.
I'm so fired up about this Hall of Fame move.
It's exciting. You're over there doing painting and everything, making this look pretty. 1st and 10 for the Midland High Chemics. Again, Central just shutting down the running game here in the second half. Daggett with absolutely nowhere to go. Central swarms to the ball. Mac Emmons and company shutting it down.
Well, Central scored within about 5 minutes of, at 8:04 they scored, and then 3:12 here in the fourth quarter they scored, Jeff. So, an impressive fourth quarter for the Bay City Central Wolves.
Mason Bassage just coming into the linebacker spot for Bay City Central. And a great job right now by Midland as they're going to wait. The back judge just going up with the 10 seconds. So the quarterback is going to wait until there's now the 5 seconds for. They're going to snap it with about 2 seconds left, right on cue. Trying to move forward, and Bay City Central again, the defensive line just absolutely swarming the football. Hey, I just got into the ball game. My first play in, Mason Bassage comes up with a big play.
That's a good way to start your first opportunity into the ball game tonight.
He's like, I'm loving this, Coach. I could have 40 tackles tonight. I should have been in the whole game. $1.50 and counting left in the game, and Midland doing a very nice job of clock management right now. Waiting until the final couple seconds as it's 10 seconds now, and the coach is going to go now address the ball, and they're going to go 5 seconds, 4, 3. They'll snap it with 2. Good job. Trying to roll forward. Bassage is banged up at the line. He pushes forward for a couple of yards out to the 45-yard line. And Bay City Central is going to take a timeout and want to get their hands back on the ball. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV, Bay City Central is going to force Midland to get rid of the ball or make a play here on 4th down. It looks like Edwards-Benner is going to come in to punt the ball away. So Kevin Davis back to return the kick for Bay City Central.
Davis has had a nice game tonight for the Wolves.
A lot of players for Bay City Central really put it together here in the second half tonight. Edwards-Benner, he gets a good waist-high exchange, and floats that ball up, and that goes out of bounds. I'm going to say way up here around the 36-yard line.
I was watching Mr. Jablonski. He says, I'm going to call Doan a liar. I'm going to make it the 37.
All the nice things I said to him when I saw him this week when he came to Bay City Central earlier. He came, and what great insight for a white hat. He wanted to know exactly what was going on for the celebration, the time frames. Was Midland notified of all the time frames and stuff? That is really a guy going the extra mile to make sure that they're well informed prior to walking onto the field with what's going on.
It's a big evening. A lot going on.
It is. Frederick back. He's got time. He's going to roll out. He picks up about 5 yards and not going to be able to get out of bounds, though, with $1.05 and counting left in the game. But he picks up 5 yards of positive real estate. And it'll be 2nd down and call it 6 yards to go. As Frederick quickly gets the call from the sideline and rushes out, and see if Central can get 2-3 more plays off here. Trips to the near side of the field. And we got a little movement on the offense. They were coming ruling again. They like that play with the trip receivers to the near side of the field. The procedure is going to make it 2nd down and 11 yards to go. And it will be a start the clock as soon as they set the ball down, and with 40 ticks left in the game, Bo Frederick is going to sprint back on the field and see how many more plays Central can get if they can dent the scoreboard one more time.
Caden Lewis was coming on the blitz, Jeff, from that linebacker position, number 55 for the Chemics. Could have caused that motion penalty.
Great job by Ruland as he kind of spins away from a big hit and picks up about 6 yards. And I don't believe Central's going to get another playoff in this game, as they're down to 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's all there is.
There isn't any more.
And the final score in our ball game, the Midland High Chemics 35, and the Bay City Central Wolves 16. We'll be back in just a moment to put the wraps on this one on Bay County TV.
Covenant Healthcare is leading the way in orthopedics with next-generation robotic-assisted joint replacements, advanced expertise for trauma injuries, and personalized sports medicine care, so you stay one step ahead. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Good evening and welcome back to our Village and Action Towing post-game wrap-up here on BCTV. Bay City Central, much better second half. After they gave up that 35th point, they really dominated the rest of this football game.
Yeah, it was a good showing for the Wolves, Jeff, in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter. Did a nice job. They were kind of clicking on all cylinders, stopped the Chemics a few times. So, down 35-0, a couple good scores, nice momentum going into week 5 next week for Bay City Central.
I thought Bo Frederick had great rhythm in that second half. The receivers were getting to the spots. The ball was getting there on time, had great velocity, great touch on a couple of passes. So I think as that passing game going, it really makes things go. And Ruland with a nice 16-yard run. So they really put it together and made things happen in the second half.
Yeah, I thought they were really doing a nice job, really kind of opening up. Bo did a nice job getting outside, running around on the little sprint pass. His receivers were really getting open, sitting down in the open spaces on the field. So they had some very positive things happen, especially in the fourth quarter, that they can take into next week. But you could see that this young talent on this team is really good. Stakowiak did a nice job. Ruland runs the ball hard. Both those kids are all sophomores, and so give them some time. But it was a tough loss. But I thought they showed some bright spots for the Bay City Central Wolves.
A real bright spot was just the publicity that went out before this 100th anniversary, and starting with the decade of the 60s right straight through the 2020s, had great representation. Huge pregame show put together by Brian Bishop and Tom Sullivan in the south end zone. We walked down there, and it was just a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, it was really special going down there and seeing a bunch of guys that we know that played here and coached here, and then we were very fortunate enough tonight, Jeff, to be walking back to the press box, and who's walking behind the press box is Mr. George Charles, the old principal here at Bay City Central, which is really a great treat for anybody to see him. He was here for a long, long time, and we had a nice conversation with him, and so it was a special night. Maybe the Central Wolves didn't get that win, but it was a special night for everybody that was in attendance.
Memory lane. I'll tell you, there'll be a lot of people with laryngitis at the end of the night with the stories of yesteryear. But again, great excitement around this program and this night, and I look for Central to continue to build that.
Well, they had some bright spots. They really did. They did some nice things, especially in the second half. They'll get together. My rule. It's that 12-hour rule. So you get together on Sunday night. You watch the tape, and you try to take care of some of those things. I thought it was a clean game. Not a lot of penalties and stuff. Hard-hitting game. Typical Valley, Midland, Bay City Central game. So I thought the Wolves did some nice things. They can grow on and take them in the next week.
Well, that about puts the wraps on our Village in Action Towing post-game show. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan, along with Mike Wisdella. Rick Nijinsky comes on board tonight and steps up, does a great job. Been with us many years at the telethon, so it's like old home time, and Nick there to oversee the project. So have a great night. We'll be at Bay City Western next Friday night. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you from Western.